Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This one might have taken a little bit longer to upload, but that's because I got a new computer and I am also prepping to go to Thailand on Monday. Now there are going to be a couple major things about this episode. First off, you might notice that there's a little bit lower quality, or that's just here, I'm not sure. But this footage has to go through about 4 different devices to get to here, so that's why the quality might not be the best. Now there is going to be a major decision here. In the comments, I want you to say whether or not you would prefer me to continue with this world or start over but play on my computer so that way I can stream, or start over on my computer but get to around about the same spot so we're still equal progression but I can stream. Because I think streaming would make it a lot easier for me to upload a lot more frequently. So yeah, so right now I'm prepping to get the RTGs, so I need some ammonium because I need some more helium, because last time I went to Aatrox I only got 1 helium and I want 2 right now because I want to make 2 RTGs. One of the RTGs is going to stay at the base to have some stable power. The other one is going to be on the rover. Now right here I'm just trading for everything to go to Aatrox and just overall just prepping. And I'm also making the titanium alloy and the steel for when I get the helium. I can just straight away craft the nanocarbon alloy. Now probably in about 3 weeks I'm going to start streaming 2 other games, and those 2 games are going to be Lethal Company, although both of them I still need to figure some stuff out, so whether or not I'm going to stream is a maybe right now, and Scrap Mechanic. Both of those I've been looking at for a while, and if I can get everything figured out, then I should start streaming. And if you're wondering when I'm planning on streaming, I'm planning on streaming on the weekends. I cannot give you an exact time yet, but so far just over the weekends. Now right here I'm still making everything for the titanium alloy and the steel, and still prepping to go to Aatrox. I could have done this when I got back from Aatrox, but I decided to do it right now, just so I didn't have to do it later. Right here I'm going to look for some ammonium for either the thruster or hydrazine, I can't remember which one. I think it was hydrazine. And now here I get a jetpack. And I also find one of those exo crates which has the chips in it. And you're about to see what the jetpack does. This is just the basic one. So this one only has a limited amount of uses, and then it breaks. The hydrazine one, which we'll be getting later, has an infinite amount of uses and requires hydrazine. And this one can only go for a short amount of time. But the hydrazine one, you can fire as long as you have hydrazine. here I'm just continuing with all the prepping. Takes a while to make all the hydrazine you need and all the titanium alloy and the steel. If you're wondering what that popping sound is, it's a little toy I have. It's one of the ones that's like a piece of rubber that you turn inside out. You put it on a table and it goes flying into the air. Now the reason I'm bringing so many batteries is so that way I can power the atmospheric condenser for as long as I can to get as much helium as I can. My goal is to get 2, but if I can get 3, I will be happy. And plus, there's nothing wrong with having extra helium. Now if you're wondering what the packages are for, those are for some research things if I find some. Just like the ones on Silva, they are under any plants that you dig up. Mostly harmful ones, but they're under plants. Luckily I dug these up last time I was here, so I can just quickly package them and bring them back. Now one of these was worth about 400, the other one was worth about 3,000, which was this one. So if you want research, you can come to Aatrox and kill those plants that try to shoot at you. But like I said last episode, you should not want to come to Aatrox because it is really dangerous. Glacio is a much better place to get research, but if you want a kind of adrenaline-inducing way to get research, you can come here and dig up the plants that try to shoot you, and you can get a good bit from there. And now that I have all the helium I need, I'm heading back to make the nanocarbon alloy. And now I'm finally making the nanocarbon alloy. As I said, I'm making 2 of them for 2 RTGs. Now, Lethal Company, back to the conversation about the 2 games I'm thinking about streaming. Lethal Company, I have played a good bit, and I've also seen some videos on it. Scrap mechanic, however, I have seen a couple videos on it, but I have not actually played it. I'm going to save that until I am either recording for a video or a stream. Personally, I'm hoping for a stream, because I find streams to be much more easy to make rather than having to take footage, edit it, add a voiceover, and then upload it. I can just upload it straight from when I play it. And plus, you can ask me questions live if I get even one person watching. And now I'm making the actual RTGs. I think I said this in another video, but I'm going to say it now anyways. These will generate 4 power per second, and they don't need wind, sun, or anything that can turn it off and on. This thing is constantly on and constantly making 4 power per second. So now we have a stable source of power from our base, and we will have a stable source of power on the rover. We already kind of had a stable source of power at the base, but that was only half or 1 power per second, so that doesn't count. Now I decided to scrap some of this power generating stuff because that all turns off and on with either the wind or the sun. Meanwhile, this will just constantly be on, so whenever I'm going between place and place, for example, if it's night and the wind is not going, I will still be generating power. So I decided to just stick with this because I'm not always going to be scrapping stuff down. Now this one RTG alone is not enough to produce enough power to keep the battery from staying up and staying fully charged whenever the scrap is going. But if I were to get one more, then I would have enough power to have it running at a decent speed and be able to drive at the same time. This solar panel I decided to go put over at the main base because there's much more batteries there that need to be charged or could be charged, so it's just extra power generation if I ever happen to need it and the RTG is not doing enough. For example, if I'm running something that takes more than 4 power per second, then all the other power generating things will be useful, but they're not going to be of much use on the rover, because that battery can last us more than long enough. However, I'm pretty sure that I did not have enough research to actually unlock it, which is why I got the research things from Aatrox. Now I'm assuming that later on I go out and look for research, because I don't know what else can fill the 15 minutes left of this video, because I edited this a while ago, like maybe half a week ago. Now the HYDRAZINE thruster takes titanium alloy, so I have to get everything I need for that. So I need titanium, nitrogen, graphene, which is graphite and hydrazine. And then you probably know how to make it, but I'm just saying it for anyone who doesn't and hasn't been paying attention whenever I made it. Now if you're wondering how I edited it a week ago and it's taken me so long just to add a voiceover, it's because I had to transfer it from the Mac that I used to edit stuff on to the new computer and then into DaVinci Resolve. Then I had to learn how to work with that, and then I also had to work on a couple other things with getting a new computer. Now this is going to be the first time I ever do this on this channel, but I'm going to do kind of like a here's what happened, I guess. So in Thailand, the time is 12 hours off from where I am now in Texas. So I was up at about 3 in the morning because I was basically flipping my sleep schedule upside down for Thailand. And it's like a very long plane ride. It's like 14 hours just to Dubai and then another flight to Thailand, so it's about a day of flying just to get there and back. But that's besides the point. So I'm going into the kitchen so I can get some crackers or something to eat. And then while I'm going back to my room, I stub my toe on the counter. Now originally I had thought this was just me stubbing my toe, and it was just hurting because I stubbed it. But no, turns out I had done a little bit more than that. And if you're sensitive to hearing about injuries like this, that's why I'm not saying it, like saying what happened. I'm just gonna say it was more than just stubbing my toe. It wasn't like fracture or anything, but let's just say that there was blood involved, and I'm gonna put it at that. going to the here I'm going to Glacio so I can get a bunch of research for the HYDRAZINE jetpack. Now I can't remember what it's called, so I just keep calling it the HYDRAZINE jetpack. I know it's HYDRAZINE something, but I know it's not HYDRAZINE thruster because that's for the rocket. And now I have all the research from Glacio. It took me a good like 20 minutes to get all this. A lot of going into the cave and stuff like that. And even now, like half a week after this is finished, I finished editing it and stuff and actually recording it, I still have not gotten to research all this just because it's so much. Like I went on the world a while ago to get some screenshots for the thumbnail, and it still like wasn't done even after I finished that. And I know it doesn't research while I'm not there, but even while I was there for a good, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, it still took, it did not get very far. So this should have us set on research for a while, hopefully. And if it doesn't, something's wrong with me. Because I think this will be enough research to unlock everything in the backpack crafting area, and maybe most of or all the stuff in the small printer. So if I end up running through all this research, it better be something from the large printer, or something useful that I'll actually end up using. I honestly have no idea what happens in the next 10 minutes of this video. I only know what happens in the last, like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so. I don't know what happens in the next 5 minutes. It's been so long since I've edited this. Because normally I will edit a video, and then right after I will add a voiceover like the day of, and then I'll upload it. But it's been a minute since I've edited this, and there's been a bunch of other stuff going on, so I kind of forgot. Now here I'm just waiting on research so I can unlock the HYDRAZINE jetpack, and I'm trying to figure out if a different research will get more BPM. Turns out they were around about the same, but I did spend a minute taking out all the natural resources researches and then putting in this one, thinking that it would be faster. Turns out it's not really faster, it just has more bytes in it. Now if I was currently still using the Mac, I would have had this part sped up, but while I was editing it I forgot to speed this part up, and I have not learned enough about DaVinci Resolve to figure out how to speed up specific parts of a video, so we're just gonna have to wait through it. And here I'm just making the titanium alloy that I need for the HYDRAZINE jetpack. And now this part I did actually speed up. I think this is at 20 times speed, and it doesn't look like even that's enough. And now I'm making the actual HYDRAZINE jetpack. And now I'm just getting some HYDRAZINE so I can actually fly with it. fly with it. But for right now, I'm just cleaning up some stuff. And now that we have the ammonium for the hydrazine, I'm gonna go over here and make it. And then once I have the hydrazine, you're gonna be able to see how it is to fly with this jetpack. It's much better than the other one by a long shot. And that medium gas container is kind of like the medium resource container, but only for gases. Like the other one is only for resources. This one can only work with gases like helium, nitrogen, sulfur, stuff like that. But it does not work with hydrazine though. That is in a soil container, fluid and soil. So as you can see, this one you can fly for as long as you have hydrazine. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also don't forget to comment whether or not you would like me to start over. Goodbye.